Steve, this is the culmination of what, a 10-year dream for you?
It is, yes.
And just how are you feeling with just days to go now?
Well, I was just on cloud nine when I arrived here because it was just incredible to get the news absolutely at the last minute. I always thought it'd come down to the wire, but not quite this far down to the wire. But I was fairly sort of shortly knocked off my perch by the amount of work that we've had to do on the boat. Not that I've been doing very much, because I find it very difficult to move without having to sign autographs and do other things. It's quite an incredible atmosphere. But now we've got the last few things to do on the boat. I think the guys will be working through the night tonight to get it all sorted out, and we've got Saturday as well. But I just need to. I'm ready to get going now, really.
You're probably the only Corinthian entry in this whole fleet. What drove you to do the Vendee?
Well, I didn't set out to be a Corinthian entry. It's just sort of how it panned out. The Vendee for me, or my desire to enter the Vendee, started in February 1998 when I'd done just under 1,000 miles of sailing, 500 miles on my own boat, and 500 miles around the Fastnet Rock in a challenge boat. And as I came back into Plymouth, I stood on the dock and said, I'm going to sail for a living, and I'm going to do a Vendee Globe. Because I'd never sailed offshore, I'd never sailed in big boats, I'd never been out in bad weather. And on that trip around the Fastnet Rock, I did all of those things, and I'd seen how Christophe Organ cleaned up in the 96, 97 Vendee, and thought, well, if you're going to sail for a living, this is the only race to do it in, really.
But it's been a huge effort, hasn't it, for you to get here? You've had to mortgage your house. I mean, tell me about that.
It has been a bit of a struggle, yeah, but it all seems sort of quite worthwhile now, really, to be honest. Our route to getting here has been a little unorthodox. We took a punt on getting a sponsor and bought the boat with a big bank loan. And some people say, "Oh, you've taken a dreadful risk," and we're here. It's all panned out. Nobody's repossessed the house or the boat. So it wasn't really that much of a risk, I suppose.
And at the last minute, you have achieved the sponsorship.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
And who's the sponsor?
Well, basically, we've a group of private backers have come forward, and they've given the rights to the boat to a charity called Toe in the Water, which is a charity that's set up to help re-inspire and rehabilitate ex-servicemen who've suffered a profound injury. So they've lost arms and legs in Afghanistan and places like that.
Tell me about the boat. What's their history?
Oh, the boat doesn't need me. It's been around enough times on its own. It's done 2 Aroundalones, 1 Vendee Globe with Josh Hall. It was Josh Hall's boat originally. It was originally Gartmore and then Pindar. It's done every other race under the sun multiple times. It is an old boat, and it's an unmodified boat. There's a boat just next to us, which is the same hull, but has had millions and millions and millions spent on it every year to sort of help improve it. And that hasn't happened to this boat, but it still remains a light, simple, wide boat, and downwind, we'd still take some catching, I hope.
So what's your ambition in the race?
It's to get around in one piece, to finish up back here in February. That's the principal objective, and hopefully to surprise a few of the bigger campaigns on the way.
It must be quite mind-blowing to be here with 30 boats, some amazing sailors and boats.
It is, yeah. You sort of stumble down the pontoon in the morning and bump into Loic Perron, who's naturally about this, that, and the other, and you have a chat about the weather. And all the greats are here, and there's a lot of household names here with boats this time, but also a lot of other people who've been here before. Previous winners, previous entrants. They're just here, and you can talk to them normally. It's quite incredible. And then of course there's the crowds. I think it was 70 something thousand people here on the first weekend the village was open. So it's a whole other world, really.
And yours is very much a family effort, isn't it, really? I mean, the whole family's been behind this.
It is. You can probably hear most of them in the background at the front. My eldest son's helping put the boat together. He's 19 now, so he's more than capable, a very useful pair of hands. My daughter's doing her A-level, so she's at home. She couldn't afford a 3-week holiday in France. And Kim, of course, looks after the business. She looks after a lot of the media side of things, and she'll hold the fort while I'm away.
Steve, we wish you lots and lots of luck in the race. We hope you achieve your dream, and we look forward to seeing you completing it.
Thank you very much.